Hello everyone, myself Ramya. Today I am going to discuss about boundary conditions of electric field. Now as we all know that electrostatic field can exist in homogeneous medium, but this type of electrostatic field can also exist in a region consisting of two different mediums. Now the conditions that would satisfy at the interface separating the two mediums are called as boundary conditions. Now why do we require these boundary conditions to be discussed? Because these boundary conditions are very much useful in determining the field on the one side of the boundary or interface if the field on the other side of the boundary is properly known. Now for discussing the boundary conditions, I am going to discuss about the first category of interface, which is dielectric interface. Now this is the first dielectric and this one is the second dielectric. First dielectric is characterized by epsilon 1 and second dielectric is characterized by epsilon 2. Now what is epsilon? Epsilon is permittivity. This can be characterized as epsilon naught into epsilon r1 and epsilon 2 is characterized by epsilon naught epsilon r2, where epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space and epsilon r is the relative permittivity. Now for determining the boundary conditions of this dielectric interface, first of all I have to discuss two types of Maxwell's equation. Number one, now this is the line integral of electrostatic field in a closed path which is equals to 0, and it denotes the law of conservative vector field. Now the second Maxwell equation which I am going to discuss, and depending upon these Maxwell's equation, the boundary conditions of these dielectric interface are to be calculated. Now the second one is now this is the surface integral of electric flux density which is equals to the Q enclosed, where Q enclosed is the free charge enclosed by the surface S. Now for determining the boundary conditions we require two parameters to be discussed, which is electrostatic field and electric flux density over here. Now these two parameters or both the parameters can be decomposed into two orthogonal components. First of all I am considering about electric field intensity or electric field. Now the second one is electric flux density. Now these two components can be divided into two orthogonal components such as ET plus EN. Now for dielectric, for electric flux density, it is dt plus dn. Now what is happening over here, the electric field intensity can be divided into its tangential component as well as its normal component. So same with the electric flux density, it is divided into the tangential component and again the normal component. Now moving on to the first category of interface for determining the boundary conditions. For this we refer the figure 1. In this figure 1 the two dielectrics are taken over here. This is the region 1 and this is the region 2. As it is shown over here that the electric field is directed from region 2 to region 1, which is also divided into two parts. E1 is equals to E1 T plus E1 N. The electric field in region 2 is again divided into two parts. Now what is happening over here, for determining the boundary conditions, a very small path is considered over here, which is a closed path at the interface with the breadth which is del W and a height del H. Now over here del H is considered to be very small, so I can write for this del H tends to 0. Now for calculating the boundary conditions for this path, I have to apply the first Maxwell equation, which I have already told you, like now applying this Maxwell equation for this path A, B, C, D. This path can be evaluated as even T del W. This is the term for the path AB. Now these are the two terms which belongs to the path BC, because as it can be seen over here that the path BC belongs to both the region. The upper part of path BC which comes under the region 1 and the lower part comes under the region 2. That is why the two terms have come for this path. Now for the path CD, again the term comes as this is the term belongs to path CD. Now for path AD, the two terms will come as now again the two terms come for the path DA, because again this path comes under the two regions, for region 1 and for region 2. Now so on solving these two equations, we cancel out this term with this term, and this term can be cancelled out with this term. Now the final equation will be yielded as which can be further solved as, now this is the first type of boundary condition. Now it can be seen over here that the tangential part on both the sides of this electric field are equal or same. That is why it can be said the continuous across the interface. Now if I put the value of electric field in terms of electric flux density, so the relation between D and E is D is equals to epsilon E. Now if I put the value of even T in terms of D, it can be written as, for E to T, it can be written as, so as both the terms are equal, so I can put D1T upon epsilon 1 is equals to D2T upon epsilon 2. So it can be seen over here that the tangential part of electric flux density are not equal, so it can be written as D1T is not equal to D2T. So what it signifies? It signifies that this particular part is discontinuous across the surface. Now moving on to the second type of boundary condition. For determining the second type of boundary condition, we refer to the figure 2, in which the electric flux density is mentioned in place of electric field intensity. Now, in this case, a particular very small cylindrical Gaussian surface has been taken, which is having the surface area as del S and the height del H. Again in this case, the height del H is considered to be very small, so it can be neglected. So I can put that del H tends to 0 over here. Now for calculating the boundary condition for this case, I have to again use the second type of Maxwell's equation, which I have already told you as, which is Gauss law. which is D dot ds is equals to Q enclosed. But over here we have taken a very small part, that is why the charge which we discuss over here will be denoted as dq enclosed. Now this q can also be expressed by the expression rho s del s, where del s is the surface area, or I would say it is an incremental type, or rho s is the surface charge density. Now for this case, what I have to apply over here? I have to apply that d1n will be in this direction, and for this case d2n will be the opposite direction of this. So the equation will become d1n del s minus d2n del s. Now in this case, I have removed the curved area contribution because I have already mentioned that del h is very small, so the contribution for this can be ignored. Now the equation becomes so from this equation del s part can be removed, then the final equation will become as now. This is not the final boundary condition, as in this case I have already considered some free charge at the interface. Now what is happening over here, if I assume that the rho s can be 0, or if I assume the interface as charge free region, so I have to put rho s is equals to 0. Now for this case, if I put rho s is equals to 0 in this equation, then the equation will become as d1n is equals to d2n. Now this is the second type of boundary condition. Now by this boundary condition, what do we signify? That the normal component of electric flux density are same on both the sides. That is why it can be said as continuous across the interface. But if I put the value of d in terms of E, then as we know that d is equals to epsilon E. So if I put the value of d1n is equals to epsilon 1 E1n and d2n is equals to epsilon 2 E2n. Now what will happen? Epsilon 1 E1n is equals to epsilon 2 E2n because of this equation. Now what can be seen over here, that E1n is not exactly equal to the E2n, that is why it can be written so the normal component of electric field intensity is not equal to each other, that is why it can be said as the discontinuous across the interface. Now at the end, we need to only remember this particular table, which consists of the final boundary conditions and their nature of field. As if I discuss that the first condition, which is the tangential parts are equal, then nature of field will be continuous. For the condition of electric flux density, it is discontinuous. Again, for the normal component of electric flux density, it is continuous, and for the final case, it is discontinuous. Now for calculating the further dimensions, I have to use only these boundary conditions. Thank you.